Morning folks, thought I'd have a change from medievals for a day or so, so I picked up some Celts, glued them together and undercoated. We've got some shirtless type Celts / Germans here, and I think here we've got some more with shirts on, Celts / Germans whatever, and I've got some Armoured Command. So what I'm going to do is splash some paint on those. I've just tested this one. These are basic Wargames figures, so it's not going to be works of art. It's going to be basic Wargames standard. It's had one flesh coat and a wash on that. Oh, gonna watch the spear's getting a bit weak there. I have to put a bit of super glue on that. So I think it looks plenty good enough for me. Shading looks right. These are Victrix figures, which, as we know, are nicely sculpted, so lots of expression and lots of detail. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll make a start, come back to you when there's some progress. Okay, first stage is completed. What I've done now is obviously flesh tones and a flesh wash. Brown the spear and the tips, obviously going to be steel tips or iron tips, and brown other things like the Carnax horns. They're going to be bronze or gold. Same with all the helmets. Yeah, over here, this one was, I did this as a tryout, reference to the way John Barrett had done it, which was a gold and then a sepia. So I think I might do them all with a gold and bronzy gold and sepia. So everything's at the flesh stage completed and stained with flesh wash. And then I've got brown for the hair and the pot hats, ready to have the bronze or gold fitted. So that'll be the next thing. I get some metal work on. So back in a tick. Metalwork completed. Sepia tone, I think it worked out pretty good. I used gold. It shows, is it? Yeah, I used glorious gold game colour. And then I added sepia, which seems to have worked quite well for this Carnax. And we've got another one here. Oops, as he comes closer, getting focus. There we go. Yeah, pretty good, I think. Helmet's not too bad. This one went a bit dark. That may have been me being a bit heavy-handed. Also done the pommel and the hilt in sepia on these. This one went lighter, so perhaps in a way it's good. That means we'll have different shaded helmets. Over here you can see these have all been done with sepia, but I've managed, because of the way I painted and the dry brushing, the highlighting, I mean, managed to sort of make them all look slightly different shade wise. So there we go. Over here the topless guys have just had their hair all stained up, etc, etc. So I think we're now ready for trousers, tunics, trousers and shoes on these guys, tunics, trousers, shoes, and well, I've got to do the chainmail, but I'll leave that a little bit later. So yeah, it's paint and fabric time, I think. Alright, I'll get on with that. Back in a tick. Okay, so that's the blocking, all of the colours there. The trousers on the on these group of 8 who are shirtless, and the tunic top and trousers on this group of 8. Yep, so now I'm about to start shading, so quite a bit of shading work to do, and then various washes will be added. So I'll get on with those and come back to you with some progress. Right, that's the main guys finished. Shaded up the tunics. It shows us here. Shaded up the tunics. Yeah, put some washes on, and I've just matte varnished everything. So all done nicely. Got the other Carnax here. Put a bit of pattern on the tunic. I've left them fairly plain because that's just my style for these. I don't go overboard on them. Just very plain, humdrum looking. I mean, they will have the ornate shields. That's the next job, to get the shields all sorted out. I've got those ready, just need to prep them to stick onto the guys, and I'm going to add some swords to some of the figures, so I probably need to get half a dozen swords out, maybe more. I'll get those sorted out. And what I have done now is 1, 2 and 3. That's undercoated the black for the chainmail, so I'm gonna, these 3 command figures, I'm gonna be getting on with those before I do any more on the figures behind. So I'll get on back in a tick. Right, figures at the back are all finished, as I said before. The chainmail guys are just drying, so now it's the fun time of the shields. As many of you will know, or some of you may know, I print shields off Tinternet. I'm not wealthy enough to buy the shield transfers that you can buy. Nothing wrong with them, they are great, but they're very expensive for someone like me that likes to paint lots of figures. So I go online on Google image, and find shields and size them and print them. So this is where we're at now. And what I've done is, what I like to do is put a pilot hole, you can see that, pilot hole through where the boss is going to be. That will give me the pilot hole. And then when that's done, I then take the larger drill and make the hole at the back slightly bigger. Obviously I'm doing this one-handed, so it's not working. Then we take a figure, and with the hole that we've got there, we've got a location point, so it will fit. I'm obviously not gluing it yet. I've got to do my little shield bosses. I've got those all ready. They're all here. I'm going to paint those bronze and then probably put some sepia on, I think, or paint a gold and put sepia on. And then I shall lift with my tweezers each one off and then just glue it onto there, onto the bosses that are ready to go on the figures. I've already done a couple over here. Those are ready. A couple here that need touching up and sorting out and a bit of a repainting, but that's not a problem. But yeah, so fun time now getting the shield sorted. So I'll get those sorted and then come back to you. There we go, we're all done. Shields are on, painted up, varnished up, matte varnish, what have I done? Oh, all sorts of things. So I'll just bring that down. You can see these are my homemade shields, based on the shields you can get online. Yeah, printed off, sized, and I think they turn out pretty good. To me they do anyway. That's what we get. I do like these Gallics horn guys. They have turned out particularly well, I think. This is using the, if I can show, yeah, it shows, does it? Yeah, using the sepia effect that John Barrett was talking about. So I think maybe changing. I don't normally use a flesh wash, but let's move that back a bit. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Colours work well for me. I don't know what it looks like on film, but in the flesh it looks pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, we're done. That's 16 of those finished. I can't base them obviously because I need to mix and match them with lots more figures, so I'll probably wait till I've got sort of 40 or 50 figures before I base them up. Some of these will be Gallic, and I think some of these may be Germanic, but they're so close I don't worry too much about mixing them in unless they look suitably one or the other. Yeah, so there we go, all done. I've got some command to get on with and some standard bearers, so I think I'm going to do those next, but I want to get these finished and out of the way. So yeah, there we go. Right, thanks for looking. I'll put a few stills on of what these look like in the flesh, but thanks a lot and bye for now.